Good morning, children. Now, today we are going to learn about digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, and nervous system of Leech, Indian cattle leech, Hydroneria granulosa. First, we'll see about the digestive system of Leech. So, about the digestive system. The leech starch is a digestive system with the jaws. 3 blades sit at an angle to each other. Feeding, they slice their way through the skin of the host, leaving a Y-shaped incision. And behind the blades is the mouth, located ventrally at the anterior end of the body. So it leads successively into the pharynx, then the esophagus, the crop, the gizzards, and the intestinum. The tissue between the pulmonary alveoli and the bloodstream, which ends at the posterior sucker. The crop is the distension of the alimentary canal that function as an expandable storage compartment. So in the crop, some blood-sucking species of leech can store up to 5 times the blood mass of the blood. Then the leech produces an anticoagulant that prevents the stored blood from coagulating, the clotting. That plus other agents that inhibit microbial decay of the blood. So now the digestive system. The digestive system it is of consists of a straight tube called alimentary canal. That is a long tube, alimentary canal, and the digestive glands, or it can be called as the salivary glands. So now we'll see about what is alimentary canal. The alimentary canal of the leech is a straight tube running from the mouth to the anus. It's like a first part is a pre-oral chamber. Mouth is a triradiate aperture situated in the middle of the anterior sucker that leads into the small buccal cavity. The first thing is the mouth, second thing is the buccal cavity. And the wall of the buccal cavity bears 3 jaws with a single row of the minute teeth. Here the one jaw is a mid dorsal in position, and the other 2 are ventrolateral in position. And each jaw is laterally compressed muscular structure. It is a compressed muscular structure. So the jaws are provided with the papillae, which is bear the openings of salivary glands. Mouth and buccal cavity occupy the first 5 segments. Then the buccal cavity, the second part, buccal cavity, leads into the muscular pharynx. So it is act as the suction pump, like suction pumps in the leech. And this pharynx present in a 5 to 7th segments. It is surrounded by the salivary glands. The secretion of saliva contains hirudin, which prevents the coagulation of blood. Already I told you. So this is called as the pharynx. The next is midgut or the mesententron, that is pharynx, leads into a crop through a short and narrow esophagus. Then second point is crop. Crop, it is extend from a 9 to the 11th segments. It is the largest portion of the alimentary canal. It is divided into a series of 10 chambers. The chambers communicate with one each other through circular apertures surrounded by the sphincters. The sphincters. Sphincters means is a circular muscle that is normally maintains the constrictions. So that is a sphincters. A pair of lateral backwardly directed uh, cecum, CK, arises a blind outgrowths from each chamber is known as the cecum, or it can be called as a diverticulo also. So crop and is a diverticulo can store a large amount of the blood and which can be slowly digested. Here the diverticula means the cecum or the diverticula is that is a large intestinal beginnings. That is the intestine beginnings is called as the diverticula. The third thing is that intestine, the large chamber of the crop, opens into a stomach. The stomach, it's prevent the stomach leads into the intestine, which is small straight tube that is open into a rectum. So which is present in the 19th segment, and these rectum lying in the 22nd segment to the 26th segments. The rectum opens to the exterior by the anus. The anus is present on the dorsal side of the body near the posterior sulcus. The next thing is a food feeding and the digestion. Here the leech feeds by the sucking the blood of the cattle and the other domestic animals. And during a feeding, the leech attaches itself to its victim strongly by the posterior sucker. The leech makes a triradiate or Y-shaped incision in the skin of the host by the jaws protrudes through the mouth. The blood is sucked by the muscular pharynx and the salivary secretion is poured. Okay. So leech shows two types of digestive glands, like a salivary glands and the gland cells in the gut. So salivary glands, there are unicellular glands present below the pharynx. Each gland gives a small duct. They open on the salivary papillae of the jaws. So mostly saliva contains a substance called hirudine. It just prevents the clotting of the blood of the host during the sucking. Hirudine is a very important one. It is a 2-mark question. What is hirudine? Hirudine is it as a saliva substance. It contains a substance called hirudine. It is prevents the clotting of the blood of the host during sucking. The next is the gland cells in the gut. They scattered in the epithelium of the crop, stomach and the intestine. They secrete the mucus in the crop, the food of the leech. So the intestine blood is stored in the crop chamber, and the diverticula from the crop into the stomach. Digestion takes place in the stomach by the action of proteolytic enzyme. The digestion blood is of a proteolytic enzyme. The digested blood is then absorbed slowly by the intestine. Undigested food is stored in the rectum and adjusted through anus. Leeches prevent blood clotting by secreting a protein called hirudine. They also inject an anesthetic substance that prevents the host from feeding their bite. Feeling their bites. So next is we have some more important informations that is on the box, more to know. Leeches do not have a ear, hence can sense a vibration through the skin. The second point is leeches have a 2 to 10 tiny eyes, which helps them to locate their food. Third one is leeches can suck blood 5 times more than their body weight. Fourth thing is it may take more than a year for the complete digestion and the absorption of the full meal. Now we'll move on to the metamaze of leech, or the segmentation of leech. It has a plenty of parts and segments that can be also called as somites or metamaze. So we'll see about the external and internal features and the structure which is present on the segment. So it has 33 segments, that is the body segments. Total segments is 33, that is the body segments. The first thing is, the first 1 to 5th segments are having anterior suckers, mouth and eyes. Second segment is like a second part of the metamaze is 5th to 8th segments. It is like pharynx, that is a lower throat. The next is the 10th segment, that is a male genital aperture, that is for male reproductive organ present. 11th segment is a female genital aperture, that is the female reproductive organ. The next is 9 to till the 18th segment have a crop, that is the crop means it is like a storage compartment. It's a large storage compartment. It is stores the foods and the blood molecules. Next is the 10 to 22 segments till the 22nd. It has a intestine, and the 6th to till 22nd having a nephridiophores also. That is like a nephridiophores are a part of excretory organs. There is a nephridophore that is present from the 6th to till the 22nd segments. In 19 segments we have a stomach, and the 23rd to till 26th segment it has a rectum, followed by the rectum. It has a anus. 26th segment have a anus, and the last segment is 27 to till 39. It has the posterior sucker. So from the top it has an anterior from 1st to 5th segment, and posterior segment, posterior suckers are present at the 27 to till 33rd segment. So these are all about the metamaze of the leech, segmentation of leech. Now we'll move on to the respiratory system of leech. Leeches do not maintain any specific respiratory organ in which they do not have a definite respiratory system. Respiration takes place through the skin. In leech, a dense network of tiny blood vessels called as the capillaries. Capillaries is nothing but is a capillary beds, which are the a dense network of the tiny blood vessels. So it is containing hemocylic fluid that is extended in between the cells of the epidermis. The exchange of respiratory gases takes place by the diffusion. Oxygen dissolved in water diffuses through the skin into a hemocylic fluid. Hemocylic fluid is nothing but like a hemoglobin only. This pigment is specifically designed for the respiration. While carbon dioxide diffuses out, the skin is kept moist and slimy due to the secretion of mucus, which is also prevents from drying. So next topic is a circulatory system of the leech. It can be called as an open circulatory system. Open circulatory system. In leech circulation is brought about by hemophilic system. There are no true blood vessels. The blood vessels are replaced by the channels called hemophilic channels or the canals filled with the blood like a fluid. So the coelomic fluid contains the hemoglobin. In that the blood apparently carries the nitrogen containing products to the nephridia for the excretion. In some leeches, the blood is propelled by dorsal vessels connected by the loops at the both ends to the ventral one. Blood is moved by the wave-like contractions of the blood vessels, by the beating of the cilia, or the pumping provided by the hearts. So here there are 4 longitudinal channels. One channel is lie above dorsal, the alimentary canal. The second one is present below the alimentary canal, that is on the ventral side. The third one is the 2 channels lie on the either lateral side, the sides of the alimentary canal, which serves as the heart, and they have inner walls. All the 4 canals, channels, are connected together posteriorly in the 26th of the segment. 26th of the segment, which is also having a Hannes. On 26th, it has a Hannes also. The next is the nervous system. Here, the central nervous system, CNS, of which is consists of a nerve ring, or can be also called as a cerebral ganglia, and having a paired ventral nerve cord. A ventral nerve cord. The nerve ring surrounded by the pharynx and is formed of a suprapharyngeal ganglion. It is like a general term in the brain. In circumpharyngeal connectiva and the subpharyngeal ganglion, these two they are the connectives organ. The subpharyngeal ganglion lies below the pharynx and is formed of the fusion of 4 pairs of the ganglia. Here the central nervous system consists of 3 things: cerebral ganglia and the nerve ring, or the nerve cord, or terminal ganglionic mass. So here the cerebral ganglia, it is like a present on the 5th segment, a pair of cerebral of supra, and the pharyngeal ganglia are present. They are fused, it is like called as the brain. The terminal, the nerve cord, it is like from the subpharyngeal ganglionic mass to the nerve cord is run backward, and it is a mid-ventral in a position. It is present below the posterior sucker. Okay. Next is like a terminal ganglion mass, that is the largest part of the CNS. In the posterior suckers of the least terminal ganglion mass is present. It is a fusion product of the 7 pairs of the ganglia. So, till that we have discussed about the nervous system. From digestive to till nervous system we have completed, and tomorrow we'll see some other systems of the leeches also. So thank you children. Bye.